Now we can get started. Sorry. My, light bulbs were not working. The light bulbs were not working. Happy Monday, everyone. I hope we're all having fantastic Monday. I am having a fantastic Monday. Oh, that was it. That was the one thing I needed to send. So I had a friend sent me a Raspberry Pi from Europe. And apparently, it is impossible to get a power... Lily, you come find Mom! It's impossible to get a power supply for European things. Lulu, what do you need? Do you need to go under Mom? What do you need? You can go under Mom. She is... I do not understand this dog. So I had to order an off-brand Raspberry Pi from Amazon. Anyway. Let's, hi, Lulu. Lulu, I know you're, big girl. So Lulu's my big dog. She's about 60 pounds. And, big dog. My little dog, who's 35 pounds, is the one that usually sits under my desk. Apparently she feels left out. And so now she's sitting under the desk. She just doesn't fit to get in. So, you know. That kind of fun. I'm sorry for the late start. I had a meeting I couldn't really miss. Anyway. And then there was another issue and my dogs needed to go to the bathroom, blah, blah, blah. Long story short, I'm here. It will be a short stream today. Good news is we did get started on some of this stuff previously. There we go. Hello, Gore. How are you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning. It's morning for me. It's probably not morning for you. But, it is morning here in the AMs. So, I started doing Auth stuff last week. We have it implemented on this PR. Oh, how you doing, Van? Good morning. Actually, you were the one that wanted an earlier stream. So, I'm glad I can accommodate. Hope this is early enough for you. Good morning. We did get at least count of this. Oh yeah, I marked that off. So let's go ahead. I'm just looking at this PR review to double check where I was and what I needed. Basically, I needed to do a ton of refactoring in order to add Auth. So this is going to be a quite hefty PR. But it's fine. Back to user Auth. It's 10 p.m. there. That's like better, right? In India's that time frame. My last job we worked with a team in India, and so it's either, from where I live, it's either 11 and a half hours or 12 and a half hours. So it's kind of a fun little offset because at least one of your teams, the American-based team or the India-based team, is not going to sleep, and it tended to be the India-based team. Maybe it's because but I would get late night meetings, 10 p.m. meetings, 10 p.m. meetings are kind of fun. So where was I? Oh. Auth, yes. Are you saying you are uploading a lot of videos to YouTube, Van? Or are you referencing my YouTube? Because I am not uploading a lot of... Because good luck if you're trying to get videos on YouTube. I was listening to a podcast yesterday about the test, which is a redo of the YouTube database, essentially. Oh, mine? I do have a lot of videos on there. So I try to upload my streams 1 week after they go live. So you can watch them 1 week after they go live. Oh yeah, and so we added this for the password to not be in the database. Yeah, the one thing I needed to do, I think at the API level where we were having issues, is this idea of password creation. And then the other thing that I needed to clean up was this idea of user ID. So we've got this, and I need to write some tests for this stuff, like expand my test set to require things. Like, I'm fine with generating a password. I think I'm gonna force usernames to be required. I don't think it's fair to generate usernames. And we should return them both. So yeah, that's the other thing, is like this stuff. Yeah. There's definitely a lot of cleanup work to do. We'll start with updating the tests on the create user method, which is what endpoint? Sorry. Get use it's in register. No. Yeah, register and then username. This doesn't make sense there, but we can fix that later. Let me make a note of that. Server, API. No, this isn't set up. So we need to start. Oh my goodness. This is so much. This get user. I think we need to have a user endpoint. Like this, these three make sense. I don't know. To do. Should this stay registered? There's definitely... yeah. I have a lot of... like, would it make sense for it, instead of be update, to be like... Instead of... It'd be user get, user register, user delete. That's my thought. It might make a little bit of sense. Might not. So it would make more sense with how we have the database set up. But that's not, I guess. Yeah, we need to fix. Yeah, so this right here, get and validate username. We don't have a test on it, which is fine. But I just had this thought that I wanted the user ID to be passed in the header. I don't think that actually makes sense because we're passing the username as an authorization. So we're going to remove that requirement. I think I already did. But since we're now requiring authorization on at least, on essentially everything. Which ones don't require auth? That's a good question. No, everything that requires a username requires authorization. I think like if we had like a general summary, like a top players, maybe that wouldn't require authorization. But everything else should. There is an ad starting in 1 minute and 30 seconds. What this ad will do is it'll stop pre-roll ads, essentially allowing new people to start viewing without needing to watch an ad. So sorry about that if it's an inconvenience for you. They're pretty quick, and they actually never start on time. So, oh, another request. Oh, I just got a message on Twitter, a booty call, looking for a man. Not a man. Do not identify as a man. Yes, my Twitch name is Soy Pete, but I can be Soy Pete and not be a man. So, cool. So, does everything require auth? Okay, if everything requires auth, then yeah, all of my tests should have headers, essentially, that we pass in. The only one that doesn't require auth would be the user update. Ooh, this is going to be interesting. Because I am doing the password validation at the database layer. So essentially, I don't have a way to test auth. Because I mock out everything, it's either pass or fail, unless do I check that it's even provided? The only other thing I could do, get and validate username. What do I do there? Validate header. Oh, I could validate the header. That's a good thing to do. And then I could mock this out. That would work. See, this is what I needed to add. Somebody reminded me. Get and validate username. Oh, I remember now. So the thing is here, I have a validate header, which is great. But because the username and password are in the header, and I allow arguments for username to be passed, that's what's interesting. Because they need to be the same. If they're not the same, then we'd basically be giving somebody super admin role without needing to give them admin. So that's interesting. So this needs to return the validate header. No, we only really want header to include the password. As of right now. We want this method to return. Oh, my camera froze. Give me. That's a disgusting right there. I just have to unplug the camera real quick. You see all the things I have open? Isn't that disgusting? Okay, this is where I wanted to be. There we go. I want this to return the username. And then we could remove the username argument. Which doesn't really help as far... I guess... Unless we had a role of super admin, which we don't have, we don't need to provide that username argument. So the only time we need to provide a query argument is here for answer. We don't have anything else really implemented. Nathan Button! 3 months. Thank you, thank you. How are you doing? Are you gotta... I'm sorry. I was unable to get a cruise ride when I was in San Francisco. They were only doing the western half of SF, and I was like exclusively in the eastern half of SF between the windows where I could actually take a ride on cruise. But that other brand, the Weezmo, they were all over the place on where I was. But, I'm really bummed that I couldn't get a driverless ride. I go to San Francisco again at the end of the month, but I don't know if I'll be able to overlap with a cruise ride. But I do get emails now from Cruise. Just doing a Be Real. Because we love looking at ourselves. You have full SF now? Well, maybe it was just a timing issue. And again, it was a lot of it too was like it was only between 10:30 p.m. and 5:30 a.m. And when I was starting a 9 a.m. shift at the RSA booth, I wasn't gonna just like go venture to the west side, buy an Uber to go to the west side of San Francisco just to take a ride then. Austin, Phoenix, and soon Houston. I was in Austin in January. My brother lives in Phoenix. I don't think I'm going to Phoenix anytime soon. Houston's a great location. Anywhere that's like super spread out, like Austin or Houston, Phoenix too. Great places for testing. 7x7 for employees. So I don't know what you mean, but is that like one of the test rides that they do? Oh, for non-employees. Gotcha. For the invites. Well, there was a couple of times I would see cruise cars drive by, like exactly where I was, and I was essentially on King Street by Oracle Park, between that and the Moscone the whole time. That is literally the entire geography I know of San Francisco. Not the user password. Oh, yeah, user. So this should be UPW0 should be the username, I believe. So quickly, anyway. But I did see cruise cars with drivers. So, like, obviously it was picking them up to charging, moving them to test areas, different weird restriction garbage. I don't know. Seven by 7 size. Okay. Okay. Ops in Dallas, dude, they really like Texas, don't they? Texas is huge. Texas is bigger than California, I believe. I think California was the 3rd biggest state. Texas is huge, and I'm sure they love any kind of business, so. To do, check if they're valid in the database. We can still leave that to do. I'm happy to still leave that to do. No, it's U capital PW. This is kind of a really fun song. So the other thing I just killed was this. So the only one that should have a get and validate username. Oh, this is the URL param. I'm gonna just comment this out. And we'll see if I need it later. Oh. Okay. So, update username does not require authentication. Oh no, this one should use that. Sorry, this one does use that. Which one does not? Nothing else uses it. Do I use Delve for debugging? I do not use Delve for debugging. I could set up Delve. A lot of people I just never took the time to set it up. Like, honestly, I never took the time to set it up when I got started. And so now I don't want to take the time to set it up just to learn Delve. But the people that do take the time to learn Delve get username. Okay. Okay, these ones are fine. The ones that do take the time to learn Delve, they enjoy it. But this one should require auth. To get info, anytime we want to do an operation on the database besides creating the user, how do I debug then? Usually just print line statements. Tests and print line statements are the main way I debug. Use to access the database. Which is fine, so that means that we need helpers. Get and validate header. It's just called validate header. And we do press those in and we get a string back. Yeah, and I believe it's not a bad request. It's a 401, not authorized. I think we're gonna do a bad request, not on, or should we? I think this is fine. But we do need to add our count, which we have in here. Cool. That should work. User get username. When it comes to Delve, I don't not recommend it. It's really the only debugger for Go. If you use VS Code or Golang, that's essentially the main debugger you'll be using. And you can integrate it with Vimgo as well, so. What do you mean status not authorized isn't a thing? Unauthorized, not... Unauthorized is what it's called. Oh, Stow 4K. Thank you for that follow. How are you doing today? Did you come to see how I'm making the world's worst authentication system? Because it is not good. It's not the world's worst. It's basic auth. I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel. I just don't have anything secure in here. It's fake usernames with passwords. So I'm not worried about people accessing anything super precious. But, you know, all kinds of fun. You auto-follow if you see Vim? Nice. I do use NeoVim. You can get .files with the .files command. I just updated them. A lot of people use Vim. Twitch is a great place to find Vim friends. Great place to find Vim friends. And then we're gonna need something like this as well here. I do wonder if we should add this to a helper, but we only use it twice, so I'm not too worried. So here, we're no longer doing URL queries. So we can just do validate header. Is this for your course? Yes. This is for my course. 100%. We are actually have a whole thing. I don't know. Let me put that in there while I have it open. Thank you, Nathan. So we have a whole point where I want to talk about application security. We're going to talk about the difference between authentication versus authorization. Oh, Mail 2023. That's a... Thank you for that follow. We're going to talk about different ways of doing auth with auth tokens. And then here, let me put it here when I do notes. The example is basic auth. But, I mean, like, if you go read, I have it here pulled up. It literally says somewhere, basic auth offers very poor security. Like, just don't use it. Is essentially literally what they said. For any kind of valuable data protection, I do not have any data stored in this database. Like I said, it is a fake username, so as long as you don't put your real first and last name, we're good. And a password, and then gameplay stats. So, like, I wouldn't even use authentication in a real world. Unless, I guess, just to protect against something stupid. I guess I'm not even doing anything to protect against DDoS, so people can just shut me down in the middle of my course, I guess. Moral of the story is yes. Thank you. I did add that to make a note when we create that slide to do something else. Also, the other thing I wanted to bring up, we looked with Chi, we were looking at the middlewares. They have a basic auth middleware. I don't like it. That's why I'm rolling my own. But they do have like other custom middleware support where they're like, yeah, use JWT auth. So, cores. So there's definitely better ways of doing things than what I'm doing. I am not. Yeah, 100%. Nay, this is not secure. Not secure. Not secure. Yeah, it is only being used, like, literally, for example, per Chi. Yeah, Chi's what I'm using. Again, just for example purposes. I'm giving people a lot of other options as well. This course is not meant for... It's meant for intermediate to advanced. Which is always funny when I start teaching advanced Go quarters. It definitely, it is, yeah, we're learning how to build, web services. JWT is its own course. I was going to, we have a talk on it. Carson did one on the Forge Utah. Let me throw that up there while I'm thinking about it. I was going to suggest they watch it. There it is. In the playlists, Utah Go user group. No, stop. Oh, I don't want to watch it. I just want to look at the stinking playlist. There it is. Carson had a talk in here. There we go. Yeah, I know this is for gRPC, but they were using gRPC Gateway as well, so, and yeah, I 100% agree. JWT is fantastic. Everything I've used it for is super nice. And it just, yeah, I like it. We're no longer doing that. We're just throwing everything with a validate header. which we're doing first. I like that. Yeah. And I'll probably have some additional references. Is this doing game ID twice? No, it's not. Stop game. Play game. Okay. Answer is... yeah. What I wanted. You love SAML? Am I doing SAML? Username? Oh, looks like I don't need the username here. What is SAML? If I'm not using it, I don't need it. Oh, I do need it here. Okay. So now I've got all my headers to add. So now I can add tests. Oh, SAML for an authentication protocol. Is that something I should add to my course? Is that super common? Security assertion markup language. It's an XML-based open standard for transferring identity data between two parties. Oh, yeah, that might... That's definitely things I was going to put in my authentication versus authorization. This is how I'm defining it. Basically, TLS certs. These are all authentication. Then you have JWT, bearer tokens, you know, stuff like that. Basic. Oh. Did I do that backwards? I may have that backwards. Auth versus auth. Oh, I do have this backward. I have it backwards. This is authentication. This is authorization. Authorization. And this is authentication. I have it right. Now I have it right. Yeah, so we were going to talk about this. Yeah, OAuth 2. No, okay, so... I did have it right the first time. Authentication. And this is authorization. OAuth 2, thank you. Yeah, I definitely wanted to talk about this because you run into both, and they're not the same thing, and you need to know the difference. For example, I say authorization is better. I mean, like, if I was just going to say, like, in one sentence, authentication for internal, like stuff you don't want, you know, and then authorization can be for public. That's not it. That is just the one sentence. Again, I'm providing the tools and letting people who are experienced learn the make decisions. Okay, so now if I go over to API tests, I should not change anything at the database layer. These should all stay the same. Test user endpoints. No, this shouldn't be fail no username. This should be fail no game ID. Oh, there we go. That's another good thing to add. This is from Nathan Button. That's a way better sentence. You had a way better sentence than my sentence. So now on create game and join game, which I clearly don't have tests for everything, we should also have a fail. Create game fail, no header. But we need to add essentially a header to all the stuff. Username doesn't need a header. Get user, get user, get user. Well, get user does require a header. Let's just see what fails. Game ID is not a string. It is an int. But I have to do an exclamation point or else it'll always take me to that next one. So these tests should fail. Yes. Okay. Which means I need to start adding headers to this request. The username and password don't matter, right? Because I'm not actually doing the database validation step. Let me just make sure I am cool. Let me start my mop. Excuse me, will you let me start? I don't care about... Thank you. There we go, we started my mop. We're starting another ad in 11 seconds. So unless you subscribe, you'll be getting that ad. And all the ads do are motivate people. I want to fill up my bar at the top. I want 10 subscribers. Okay. So pass. I don't want to... Oh, goodness. What do we... Authorization. Authorization. And it's not bare, it is basic. I don't even know what this does. What is that thing where you can decrypt on the decode? I'm just gonna Unix base 64 encode. Decode? Yes, I know. Just show me the stupid command. Okay, thank you. I don't want an input file and output file. I just want... Oh. It says they're doing this. I'll take that. Okay, so that's what we're hard coding in here. And we need this everywhere we have a pass. And then we'll need to add it to, honestly, all of the other fails we have. But I'm just going to do it on all the passes first. What? Why did it still get a 401? It was the same username. Oh, I bet it has a... when I return the username, I need to trim. Where is it? I think this goes first. Right now it's failing because the usernames don't match. Oh, the... I did it backwards. Okay. Just write that. Okay. Go test. T. What? This is get user, right? Dang it. These should all have that header on them, but I'm clearly doing something wrong with the header. I'm not doing it on the no user ones. I don't think any of these are gonna pass. Yeah, it's all failing. Yeah, I know. I just want somebody to actually print out why they're failing. So some of them do pass, but some of them do fail. Like this one, update username passes because that's the only one that doesn't require auth. And we're gonna work on just get username pass. So I want to just print this. Let's edit the server API. We got username. Oh. So we might be failing in here. I should target that test, but I'm not, because why am I not getting my verbose fprint line logs? Garbage. Because they're server logs. Unauthorized authorization header is invalid. Well then, if that's the issue, I have two here. Authorization header is invalid. So this is invalid. Is invalid. Base. Ooh, yeah. I like that. Oh, there's no error here. Is that too much information? Oh. So it says, that's interesting, that this was, should we just do a decode, an encode and try it that way? Echo. Is there not an encode? Oh, can I just do base 64 then? That looks identical. Do I need to like trim something? Why does that give me an error? They look identical. Oh, it does not. There's a capital K at the end versus an X. That's the difference. We're doing VCM QX should be, according to this, VCMQK. Okay, now let's try it. They still all fail. Data at input byte 5? What? Should I try? Okay. The other option, which is also weird, is doing a Go encode. Yeah. It doesn't make it pass. It still gets the same thing. Did it not save it? Oh, look at that. No, that still failed. I wonder if it's something weird with the string encoding. Oh, this is also different. Oh, it's the difference is the password versus the password one. Let's go throw a password one on there then. Oh, I think there might be a problem with my helper. So if I go here, if I get authorization, right? And so if I just go like this, I think I need to trim this. That. I think I still have the basic string on there, and that's the problem. So, let's, that was it. I needed to trim the basic string. Okay, so now if I go remove this, I don't need this anymore. I'm just gonna take this again, because we like it. There we go. So why does no game ID fail? Gotta figure out why that fails. This one is join. Oh, it's because we validate the header first. Do we always validate the header first? Yeah, we do. The only one we don't validate the header first is on the username, which is fine. No. What? Why are we doing that and not this? This is way simpler for tests. Oh, I deleted something else. Okay, now I can go remove all those stupid prints. Cool. And so now I need to add tests. I'm still missing a ton of tests, but I don't care. Need to add tests for no header. So get username fail, no username. This one fails on the no username. But I need it to fail on header. So this should be very similar to username empty. The difference being we should provide a username here. And we should get an unauthorized here. Oh, I need to rename it. I don't know if I need to add tests for all of the methods. I don't think it's important to the success of the course. But I do have enough to demonstrate database mocks. And then I obviously need some to demonstrate integration tests. That's the only other thing I need. Who's delivering garbage to my house? Oh, it's my dog's treats. Dog treats are very important. So, that's who's delivering garbage to my house. Go test. They should all pass. Ooh. Perfect. They do all pass. And as a wise mentor told me once, make sure it fails. So right here, where we have, so if we were to write this, just write it. Exactly. No, not that one. If we add a header, it should fail. One of these should fail. I think my cache needs to be cleared. How you doing, Judgy? learngo is the course I'm working on right now. You can, there you go. That is the code for the course, and then right in that README is the actual service. How are you doing? Just remind me. No, go test. No, it's go clean test cache. Thank you. It should be go clear test cache. Why aren't they failing? These ones should both have failed. If they don't fail, I mean, it's gotta be an order of operations thing, right? Maybe header matters more than I thought it did. Ooh, that's another thing I could test. This one. That's why this isn't working, because the usernames don't match. This is test username, not match. So this is no header. And then this one should fail. This one should fail. Dang it, I didn't. Dang it! I got too excited. Is it not? There should only be one no header, yeah. Okay. Why is it passing? No, this is all right. These are all behaving like I want them to. But now if I remove this header, it should fail. Okay. I was all over the place. We're good now. So now, name not match. So now we need some more fails no headers. So update user doesn't require a header. Probably should, but it doesn't. Okay. Delete user. This should be test test delete user no header. And this should be status unauthorized. Cool. No header. No, should be. Shouldn't matter really, actually. No header. Okay. So all of these failed DBs no, that one's fine. No header. It's called test fail delete username. Test fail delete username. Oh. What line was that? Delete username. We got 500 and wanted 500. Excuse me? Line 257? What? Oh. I forgot to change this. $390. These should both be 401s. And everywhere I have a status unauthorized, I need to change that message. Wait. That one didn't have it. Where'd you go? There you go. There we go. So now we go back to this one. We got a 500. We want... Oh, that's because we don't order of operations. $77? Okay. Fix auth tests. Oh yeah. So did that. How did that do? Oh, I need to push. That was what we needed. Get push. Okay. Upsert username returns a user ID, which is fine. We're not using that in the header anymore. So I probably can kill that. I like to review my own PRs. It tells me where I messed up. User password is fine. Games is fine. Check if user is valid. Check password. Return nil. Okay. Get username. We're adding a validation step and our counters. This is the only one that doesn't require the header check. We do generate a password here. And we return that. We're going to remove this. Because we're not using the user ID. Handle 500 errors, doing the count add. This is fine. Yep, we're deleting that and adding that. Game join, yeah, we removed that. In that helpers, before I check my test, we're in the handle 500 error, which is a new one. We're taking this, we're printing it, we're doing an HTTP error with that. Okay, I'm just wondering if it makes any sense at all to have this status text right here. I don't think it does. I think that should be moved to the helper function. Okay. Right? We only need the writer and then the custom part. Also, yeah. We don't need, yeah, that can just be less duplicate. Cool. The tests. Oh, it just returns. We're gonna remove this. we don't need to return that. Here again, remove return. Adding headers. That's fine. We're only checking the status codes. Oh, now we're in the helper. Sorry, I was looking for the wrong thing. Go back. Now we're on helpers. You can't review helpers while looking at tests. Okay, so init, this is just to seed it once. I think that's fine in an init function. Make the game path. This is so that they know what to hit when they want to join the game. Remove to do. See this status text with the 401? I don't know if I want that to be there, or I think I want to replace 401. And you should be. They want you to do that whenever they do this, to like do that suggest code replacement or whatever, something stupid. Oh yeah, this one. I'm writing to myself. This is easy for me. Some people remember numbers better. I don't. I have a lot of these status text seat, but should we add a handle 400 helper? Ooh. Yeah, we might want to do that. And that'll fix that. This is status not found. Or bad request. Okay. Yeah, I want it to look exactly like this, essentially. The only thing I don't need is the return, and we can just add the return itself. I should have comments explaining what the metrics are. Remove to do. Replace with a comment. I think this is good enough for the course. So that means that after then, and this should be honestly good enough for my Wednesday stream. So I'm just trying to get it ready for Wednesday. Wednesday we're gonna be deploying this. If you cross your fingers and the charger for the power for my Raspberry Pi comes in. Apparently, I got this Raspberry Pi, you can't see it, plug, and it has a USB-C, but the Raspberry Pi component module I/O board I have, because it's an I/O board, does not take that power. So I had to, then they don't sell it on Raspberry Pi store. So I ordered it from Amazon, and hopefully Hopefully it'll come in time. That's the goal. It's not tomorrow, it's on Wednesday. And also, they're like 3 times as expensive on Amazon as they are on Raspberry Pi Shop. Why is that? Why is Amazon so expensive? Why? Why is Amazon so expensive? That's a question. I still need to add types. I don't quite know how to do that. Document that they're added in reverse order. And they are in the debug. No, these aren't in debug. These are in, where did, metrics backwards. Port 300. Yeah, update that. Update that comment. Cool. Only 22 comments. They shouldn't count if I comment on my own PR. If I am the one doing the commenting, then it should be the opposite of counting. No, I want to be on files changed. We're gonna get rid of split. You can't, you have to do it unified when you're doing it like this, on the way I do it. Okay. So we'll start with the README middleware. So this is done. So let's just add some docs. This is a basic, can you see that? Yeah, you should be able to see it. Basic example of using middleware for metrics and Auth. We are using XPVars. Prometheus. And basic Auth. Note, while this is an example showing possible methods for implementing certain middleware techniques, it should not be considered a reference for best practices of security or monitoring of a production service. This is only... Okay. This example is a starting point for software engineers to expand upon in their own services. Is that enough of a disclaimer? I hope so. Let's grab those links for XP bars, which I have somewhere. Oh, I have this backwards, by the way. This should be a closed parenthesis, and then the other should be a square bracket. Where did our Prometheus go? It is almost noon. I do need to wrap up at about the half hour. So let's just get this cleaned up. And we will go forward. This is a good place to start. But let's go with this repo instead. Because why not? Well, instead of basic example, let's call it an introductory example. Introductory. So while we're here, and while I'm thinking about it, let's go ahead and throw up a poll of who we should raid. Just to give us some advance warning, because I do need to end at the half hour. So... I have a meeting at 1, that's why. I have a meeting at the hour, so I need to end at the half hour. You know, because life. There you go. Throw that answer in the poll. We've got 10 minutes. I'm going to keep cleaning this up until that poll is done. I'm sorry I kicked you, Lulu. I did not mean to kick your bones. I'm so sorry. I just kicked my dog. There is going to be an ad in about 3 minutes. That should not stop me from cleaning this up, nor should it stop you from filling out that poll. Oh, that dog left. Bye, baby. And again, I need to do this backwards. Okay. This is gonna be fun. This is why we write tests, so that when I go and refactor everything, which apparently I'm doing, it doesn't break. Yeah. This is like the third time. We're doing this. That's good. Remind me to run a Go mod. Tidy. I know I have a low battery. I just want to see why I'm getting Slack messages. Okay. Oh, yes. Okay. We're gonna get rid of all of these status texts. The reason I have them here is because I wanted it to be a generic 500 error, but I'm like writing the header, so I can't really make it that generic. Okay. Remove user ID on line 61. I bet that's no longer line 61. Oh, it is. Okay, cool. Move that. Move that. Move that. Move that. Good. Cool beans. Let's just make sure we no longer have any more of those. Oh, I did. I saw one. There it is. Okay. Oh, there was another one. Where'd it go? There it is. Okay, should be good. Okay, we need to go to our... I know. Go ahead and break. Server upsert no longer returns this. It doesn't return this. Same with the fail DB. Cool. There was nothing else in the tests, I believe. Cool. Let's go to the help. Oh, right. Server helper, line 26. We no longer need that to do because we are returning the username. I want to get rid of this and do HTTP status unauthorized. There is literally no difference. There is a way to get this text, I believe. I think I'm doing it the wrong way. I know. We'll get there. No, no, stop. Go back to the top. I'm doing this the long way. Okay. It only equals a 401. So that's fine. I still think I'm doing it the long way, but if that's what it is, we'll go with this. That will just give us the same thing. I need to copy it again. Okay, so we're gonna go with this one again. HTTP status bad request. Again, there's no functional difference. I just know in the course itself, I'm literally going to say, hey, try and use these constants. And so if I'm saying, hey, use these constants, $400 bad request, not 401. Anyway. So if I'm telling people to use the constants, I should encourage people to use the constants, right? Does nobody have any preferences? The number... Yeah, that's it, returned. That's all the docs I need. I can do it, remove this. Add pre-built middleware for create. At okay. At no, it's just debug. That's fine. The above collectors will be shown on the in the reverse order they are added. Or registered, yes. That's what I want. Can remove that comment. Okay, this is done. Okay. Yep. Okay, that should be good. We should be good, right? Okay. Git commit. Clean up code and comments. Okay. I'm gonna make this not a draft PR. I'll probably clean up the commits later, but I'm still going to mark this as ready for review. Go ahead and throw it in that Discord review channel. On my Discord, I let anybody do reviews that wants to do a review. Other than that, I need to go ahead and wrap up for the day. You guys have been awesome, super helpful. Thanks for all the follows and the subs. But I will be back on Wednesday. So come back on Wednesday and we'll be hacking on a Raspberry Pi. So I'll see you on Wednesday.